This is Valley News Live at noon.
Breaking news at noon. One man is under arrest for pending murder charges in connection to an overdose death. The Pennington County Sheriff says late last night they were called to a home in St. Hilaire, Minnesota for an overdose death. Authorities say they found a 20-year-old woman dead at the home. Later, deputies served a search warrant and arrested 23-year-old James Marin for third-degree murder. Formal charges are expected on Monday. And we have a developing story out of West Fargo. A child is recovering after being hit by a car early this morning. Police say it happened around 6:30 a.m. at 26th Avenue and Veterans Boulevard. The child was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Police say at this time the driver has not been cited, but the crash is still under investigation. Still cold outside. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Well, good afternoon. We're looking at conditions that are going to be changing a lot over the next 24 to 48 hours here today. We've got a first alert weather day for the entire weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, specifically in the evening hours, afternoon and evening hours on Saturday through the day on Sunday for our next winter storm. We're still working on kicking out this latest round of weather that moved through and affected our morning commute. Clouds are still moving on. This is our visible satellite map, the black and white version, and you can tell where the snowpack happens to be because that is the white area that's not moving. So that line, that cutoff line from that snow last night, starting to show more and more as these clouds depart. So we're going to end up with some sunshine later. There are places still dealing with some fog. This is our view down toward the Dakota Magic Casino, right along the South Dakota line in Hankinson. But otherwise, we'll end up with some sun here as the afternoon continues. So 35 degrees in Fargo. It's 38 in Jamestown, and Devil's Lake still below freezing at 29 degrees. Your planner for Fargo. Today we'll see those temperatures into those 30s, and then eventually more clouds start to move in. We've got some changes again on the way for this weekend. If you're going out to do some decorating, some shopping, maybe picking out that tree, today's your day to do it. We've got quieter weather here, breezy and mild. Tomorrow, first part of the day looks okay, but into the evening, that's when we'll start to see more snow, first alert weather day. And then again on Sunday, probably best to just stay home. We're looking at snow, we're looking at wind, and that combination, never fun. We're going to have details on this winter storm coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks so much, Lisa. New for you at noon, 2 people are under arrest on potential drug charges following a bust at the Spirit Lake Casino in Devil's Lake. The Benson County Sheriff's Department says 44-year-old Michael Garner and 41-year-old Joanne Teagan are arrested on drug charges. Authorities say the two had meth, marijuana, drug paraphernalia, a scale, and cash on them. Deputies also say the two intended to sell their drugs. And a crash shut down parts of Main Avenue in Moorhead this morning. It happened around 4:30 in front of J.C. Chumley's in the 1600 block. You can see the car has serious front-end damage and is missing a tire. Stay with Valley News Live as we look into how it happened. We're learning more about the Omicron variant from scientists in South Africa where it was first reported. An early study found that Omicron is at least 2.4 times more likely to reinfect someone who had COVID before compared to other variants. The strain is also highlighting inequalities in the global COVID response. Deborah Pata is in Johannesburg.
It's been the war cry of health experts around the globe since the pandemic began. Nobody is safe until everyone is safe.
Had we done the scientific thing, had we done what the scientists were saying in January, February 2020, we would not be now where we are.
And what science tells us, says a furious Dr. Ayawade Alakija, is that unless there is global vaccine equity, the virus will continue to mutate. In the 2 countries where Omicron was first identified, Botswana has already administered 86% of its supply, South Africa 78%. Compare this to wealthy nations where it's predicted 100 million expired vaccines could be destroyed at the end of the year. This is because they've hoarded them, says Alakija.
We're saying get out of the queue so that we can get to the front of the line and get our own and pay for them.
Complicating matters further is distribution. Many African countries lack the logistical capability to get shots into people's arms, and travel bans only further isolate this region. Californian Monica Glass was visiting her husband's family in South Africa when her flights were cancelled.
Southern Africa is the only place who they instilled these travel bans, right? And I feel like it's unfair. It's not right.
Then another blow. While waiting to make new travel arrangements, she tested positive for COVID and is isolating in Cape Town.
I have mild symptoms. I am vaccinated and I'm a nurse. So I work in a COVID unit. I've been around COVID and this is the first that I have had COVID as far as I'm aware.
A far bigger concern is getting home to her 3 children when the infection clears.
The travel bans are causing further chaos, with South African scientists saying that there are fewer planes to transport the necessary compounds to test the new strain, resulting in fears this country could run out of them. In today's consumer news, as inflation drives up prices at most stores, more Americans are turning to dollar stores. Dollar General has made tremendous gains among middle-income shoppers over the course of the pandemic, and the company's CEO says its core consumer previously had a household income of about $40,000 or less, but the company's new higher-income shopper is in the $60,000 to $75,000 range. The Dollar Tree has reported similar shopping trends. Both companies have teamed up with Instacart to accommodate higher-income shoppers. Coming up at noon, a new jobs report came with good news and bad news. But next, weather to plan your day with meteorologist Lisa Green.